Hello everyone, it's me again, and I would say that this is going to be another awesome video today, and I would say that this is going to be me modifying the mini blower for an inflatable costume, the orange type one, and basically that one was like $7 on eBay or something like that. Yeah, the $7 one that I showed the last time, but then no one pretty much like that. So, I'm going to show you guys the modification of this one, so then you can get the full idea of what to do. Alright, I'm going to start with the modifying process now. But you also, like as I showed the last time here, you just do this with it. Pretty much, you go right in here, start cutting away. And then you just keep on going like that with it. And then you just cut away at the other one. Well, actually, sometimes it breaks like that, so you gotta deal with that. And sometimes the plastic pieces like to fly all over the place, so be careful with that when you're doing this kind of process stuff. And then you just want to break off the plastic pieces. Like, they're really easy to come off with this. So when you cut them off like this, it actually makes a nice clean cut, as you guys can see. It doesn't have to be totally perfect though, but yeah, I'm gonna make it that way. And then basically this is how far it looks. And let me get to the other part too. I want basically this part to be as smooth as possible, where you modify it. And the last part. And there you go. That's how it looks like for that part, to get that modified. And you also have to take it apart to do this other modification that you want to do with it. Just take the screws out, like if so. Sometimes they don't like to come out as the way you want to have them come out. And you just keep on doing this with it. There's 4 screws that hold this mini blower, or the blade, and not really the blade though, but holds the shell in place, and makes sure to do this with someone, or you can do this by yourself. It doesn't really matter. And you want to make sure when you go to do these kind of things, you don't break the actual shell itself, like this part. You don't want to break that, because once you break that, then you gotta buy a whole entire new one. That's another $7, so that would not be a good, wise thing to do unless you actually had $7 or something like that. Then yes, then you can do this, something like this. But this is also, you're going to need more than one, of course, a mini blower system. And then you just chop this off. Like if so, right there. And you just twist these things off like that. They usually come off in little bits and parts like that. And you just want to do that. I did chair dancing yesterday, so that's why it's going to be a little bit slower for today, because I'm like taking it nice and a little bit easy for that, because I just got done with exercising yesterday. And yeah, wanted to do that today though, but right now I'm actually showing you guys something else, and then I'm going to be doing that, so I'll be doing that after some chair dancing after this. And right now this is how it should look when you're done with it. Now, when you're done with all that, there you go. You got a modified mini blower, and pretty much what I did with the blade here is I put a rubber band right there, because what I had to do is I had to drill into that and make a hole in there, and it doesn't really matter what kind of drill you use for that. You can drill it by hand or whatever, whatnot. I drilled it with this, so I just kept on sticking it in there and kept on moving it around and stuff like that, and until I reached the inside of it, in which, as you guys can see, there's a metal rod, and that metal rod actually goes right into the blade system, and then of course that's what powers up the mini blower and stuff like that. But the thing is that they don't actually make these blades very good. The actual companies that make these things, they don't actually put them on there. What they do is they just put them on there, and they don't actually put them on there good enough, as I actually mentioned. And of course, it comes off too easy. And then of course, what you can do is what I just did right here. There's that rubber band right there. You gotta cut it down to a certain length, and which is a rubber band somewhere over here though, but it doesn't really matter what kind of rubber band you use for that, or it has to be a rubber band. It doesn't matter how big, or well, it has to be pretty small enough to fit into that hole or something like that. And then you just want to chop it down with that, and then and then put it in there, and then of course it secures it in there more better, so then you actually have a better grip on the blade, so it doesn't come off on you when you're dancing or anything like that, or stuff like that. So, and if it's easier, you can also have me do this for you. If you don't want to do that, or you don't feel like doing what I just did here, I can do this for you as well. So, but it would be more costly for me to do it for you, because I'm not really quite, this would be the first time doing it for someone. Now, it wouldn't be the first time, it would just be more I have to make sure that everything, just in case if it breaks or something like that, then in case if I have to buy a new one for you, then I would have to say it would be $7 up front at first to do everything, and then that's it. And then after that, I would actually give it back to you, or make sure that everything works on it first, and then give it back to you. And then also, it's I already know exactly what to do here, and everyone should pretty much know my phone number by now, because I posted that in one of my other videos on how to modify and fix a mini blower for an inflatable costume. I dropped a screw. That's what you do not want to do, is drop any screws. Well, I just did. And then you just put the screw in there like that. And then you want to make sure it's secured into place right there. And there you go. That's how the finished product looks. And basically that actually reduces that makes it the time for it to inflate any inflatable costume, really. And it reduces it down by just a couple seconds or so. Maybe 5 or 10 seconds or so. This may actually it varies actually on the different mini blower systems, because every single one of these orange mini blower systems is different than each other. So if that really makes any sense, but yes, this is more different than what you really think. And this one, actually, the battery pack, what I did with the battery pack, tried to modify that, or tried to do something with it, and you cannot put back together the battery pack for it. So that's one of the downfalls for this mini blower, particular mini blower kind of system. But yes, that actually, it still works overall very good with a power bank. So the best way for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I would say I'll see you guys in the next video. And I hope that this was actually very helpful. And pretty much, if there's any other questions that you guys actually have, you can also comment there down below there and see what else I can do here.